Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered why a bird doesn't get an electric shock, even though it sits calmly on a high-voltage power line? The very same electricity that powers massive factories, lights up entire cities, and can be instantly fatal to a human being, seems to do absolutely nothing to these tiny creatures. You often see hundreds of birds resting peacefully on bare, uninsulated wires without a care in the world. They don't flinch, they don't get hurt, and they definitely don't get electrocuted. On the flip side, if a human being were to touch that exact same wire under normal circumstances, the result would be catastrophic. This raises a fascinating scientific question: do birds possess some sort of hidden superpower, or is there a fundamental law of physics keeping them safe today? We are going to break down the incredible science behind this phenomenon in the simplest way possible. To truly understand what is happening here, we first need to look at the golden rule of how electricity behaves. Electricity is lazy, but it is also highly disciplined. It operates on a very simple principle: it always flows from a point of high voltage to a point of low voltage. You can easily visualize this by imagining water. Water naturally flows from the top of a mountain down to the valley below because of the difference in height. If the ground is perfectly flat and level, the water will just sit there and won't move at all. Electricity moves in exactly the same way. It requires a difference in electrical pressure, known as a potential difference or voltage difference, to move from one place to another. Furthermore, electricity always chooses the path of least resistance, meaning it will always take the easiest route available to complete its journey. Now, let's apply this rule to our bird perched on the wire. When a bird lands on a high-voltage power line, it places both of its feet on the exact same wire. Let's assume this particular line is carrying a massive 11,000 volts of electricity. Because both of the bird's feet are touching the exact same wire, both feet are at the exact same electrical pressure, 11,000 volts. Because there is no difference in voltage between its left foot and its right foot, there is absolutely no potential difference created within the bird's body. Without a voltage difference, electricity has no reason to flow through the bird. Additionally, the copper or aluminum wire is an excellent conductor with incredibly low resistance, while the bird's body offers a much higher resistance to the current. Since electricity always prefers the easiest path, it completely ignores the bird and continues to flow straight through the wire. The bird remains perfectly insulated from the danger, happily chirping away. So, why do humans get an electric shock if the same rules apply? The answer lies entirely in where we stand and what we are touching. Unlike birds, humans are almost always in contact with the ground. In the world of electrical science, the Earth is considered to have a voltage of zero, which is commonly referred to as ground or earth potential. Now, imagine a person standing barefoot on the ground who reaches up and accidentally touches a live electrical wire. In that exact split second, a major conflict is created. The person's hand is at a high voltage, while their feet are at 0 volts on the ground. This creates a massive voltage difference across their body. Suddenly, the human body becomes the perfect bridge for the electricity to escape the wire and rush down into the earth. As the current violently forces its way through the person's hands, vital organs, and feet to reach the ground, it causes what we experience as a severe electric shock, which can cause internal burns and stop the heart. However, it is a misconception to think that birds are completely invincible. Birds can, and unfortunately do, get electrocuted if they accidentally violate the basic laws of electricity. This tragic event usually happens to larger birds like eagles, hawks, or owls due to their massive wingspans. There are two common scenarios where this happens. The first scenario is when a large bird lands on a wire and decides to spread its wings. If one wing touches the wire it is sitting on, and the other wing accidentally brushes against a neighboring wire carrying a different voltage, a circuit is completed. The electricity instantly uses the bird's body to jump from the higher voltage wire to the lower one. The second scenario involves the power poles themselves. Because these metal or concrete poles are buried deep in the earth, they are at 0 volts, just like the ground. If a bird sits on a live wire and its long tail or wing accidentally touches the metal structure of the pole, it creates a direct path from the high voltage wire to the ground, resulting in a fatal shock. This is why power companies now design modern electrical grids with wider spacing between wires to keep large birds safe. Interestingly, humans actually use this exact same scientific principle to fix high-voltage power lines without turning off the electricity for the city. This dangerous and highly skilled job is called live-line maintenance. Highly trained engineers are dropped directly onto active power lines using helicopters. Because the helicopter and the technician are completely airborne and have no contact with the ground, the technician can safely step onto a live wire. Just like the bird, the technician's entire body matches the voltage of the wire, and as long as they do not touch the ground or a pole, they can work on the live wires completely unharmed. It is a stunning example of how understanding the laws of physics allows both nature and humans to coexist with incredible power. Ultimately, birds do not survive on power lines because of magic, but because they unknowingly respect the fundamental flow of energy. Electricity is only dangerous when you give it away to escape to a lower potential. If you enjoyed uncovering this fascinating blend of nature and science today, don't forget to subscribe to Deep Explain AE for more easy-to-understand science and nature videos. Make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on this incredible phenomenon. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and we will see you in the next video.